ask you guys, what do you think that women want nowadays? Do you think they're after the caveman or the metrosexual man?
What do you think, Andrew?
Well, what do they? Well, different women like different things. It really, and you can never tell. There are sometimes, if you look at couples, when they're out shopping, you go, I don't know, you'll see a variation. So it's not. I would like to think that there's a difference in what women like, but I think every man has to be able to respond to what his partner wants. I think that's, in men, we have to be responsive, we have to be adaptable. If the situation arises that you need to look good, I think it's a bit selfish if you're a man and you say, oh, I'm a caveman, but your partner's made the effort, then you're not going to blend properly. I think couples need to complement each other. Men, we have to dress appropriate for wherever we are and whatever we're doing. There's a time. For me, I love designer stuff. My whole wardrobe's designer, even my work clothes.
So would you say you're a metrosexual then?
No, I think I'm smack in the middle because I like designer. I like to look good. I believe in spending money, investing in clothing and looking good. But I don't like the pampering side of it. So I'll get dressed very quickly and do what I need to do. Wear nice things. I like designer things, but I'm not spending time in the mirror. And tweezers? No. Not even for a splinter.
What about a manicure, pedicure?
No. Men should be clean, and men should smell perfect, and they should be very clean. Personal hygiene, very clean. But no, not apart from facial stuff. A man doesn't need anything. Their skin should be moisturized properly and.
So what has Marlon got to say about that? Because he's the one that's doing the manicure and pedicure.
Exactly.
The caveman.
Although he's saying that he's a caveman.
I mean, there's guys that they gloss their nails and all. I don't think any need for that. But a manicure or pedicure, they're nice because they're getting your nails clean. They're getting the cuticles, whatever that thing's called. They're getting the dead skin.
How do you know what that is?
Wait. I'll answer that. I'll answer that question why I know, because I actually went to fashion school. So I was always around beauty students, everything to do. So it's not just the case because I've invested in being a metrosexual.
So you went to fashion school because you wanted to be a fashion designer, maybe?
Yeah, I did. I had a passion for fashion, so I was always in that field. And obviously you get tips and you try things, students want to try things out on you because obviously it's for their grades. So you try things, think, actually this looks all right. And a facial makes you feel like you're breathing more. So I'm down for the nip and tuck, as I say.
I'm beginning to doubt that you're a caveman. Is
I'm
very much doubting that.
I assure you I am cavey. I'm so cavey, it's unbelievable. And a woman.
What have you got to say, Joseph?
I mean, it's interesting to hear what Joseph's going to say, because I want to hear about. I mean, do you think that you can touch into the feminine side of yourself?
Personally, I've had a facial before, and I've had a manicure and a pedicure as well, and it's I wouldn't do it every day, but it is good.
It feels good. It looks good.
It does feel good. But as to having my regular appointment, I don't think I will be. But if I had the offer to do it, if someone said, "Oh yeah, I'll treat you to a facial or something,"
you're not going to turn it down.
I'll go for it.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
It's nice.
And what about, for instance, your weight? For instance, are any of you preoccupied with your weight? Would any of you admit calorie counting, for instance?
No.
No. Joseph, would you admit it?
I do sort of.
You check the calories.
Check the calories. Yeah, because I don't like that. Or
Could
call it out to be out of shape. So
you don't like to be out of shape.
Yeah. So I'm always. I'll never feel that I'm in the shape that I want to be. So yeah, I go to the gym regularly. I swim. I play.
So that is
sport.
more to do with your health than your age, could be.
Maybe I want to look good as well. So
okay. Did you used to do that 20 years ago?
Did I used to? Yeah, I did.
You did? Yes, that's part of you.
Yeah.
Can I just say, but a caveman is a strong man, so he would want to keep fit. I mean, I'm a sportsman, so I have to watch my weight. And I've noticed once I put on a few pounds that I didn't perform as well. So for me, it was also part of my sport, but also you do like to look, a man still wants to look fit and strong. You know, we want to appeal to the woman in the right way. We don't want to feel like we're decreasing you know, so we want to look.
I mean, Jakarta, with them saying that, would you say that you would not, I mean, what you're saying there, Marlon, what do you have to say about that, Jakarta?
Well, for me, just to admit, I had a facial yesterday. I put a mask on literally yesterday, which was normal for me. But also, what I would say a metrosexual is not just by the appearance. I would say it's by the character as well. Because 9 times out of 10, a man that is a caveman, that doesn't really take heed in his dress code, that doesn't really invest in his dress code, the inside is not really something that a woman is probably going to be looking for. But a lot of people that really take care on the outside, also the inside is a reflection of that as well, which I do think is...
That's a good point.
Well, it seems that a lot of these guys seem to be a little bit confused by their classification, or at least they're confusing me.
I'd like to hear what the audience...
But when we come back, we're going to go to a quick break, but when we come back, we're going to play a red card, green card game, and we'll be finding out exactly what they are. Back soon. Welcome back to DKW, and before the break we had Jakarta say that he thinks that all women prefer the metrosexual woman. So do you agree or disagree? Give us a call on 020 7686 6300. Please note that local call charges apply, and let us know your opinion. Guys, all of you agree, like what about the caveman? You know, Marlon, you're a cave, right? I don't know about that one, but Aidan, you're also a caveman. Do you agree with Jakarta's point of view, for instance? You don't?
No, I don't agree. Because
women want the metrosexual.
I think women like a bit of rough, a man that's there, you know. Because at the end of the day, like Sam was saying, she wants the bathroom. She doesn't want some guy that's taking up her time. That's her time, her bathroom time. A man's got a set time. He goes in, he knows what he's doing, he's out. He doesn't need all this process. A woman likes that man. Yeah, she likes him to dress well and act well, but at the same time, she wants that rough, that just...
But from a woman's point of view, Marlon, I would not like a caveman. I could not see myself with a man. It would really, really irritate me. And I was actually like to hear from the viewers who are watching. Ladies, you need to call in and give your opinions on this.
But what's your view of a caveman?
My view of a caveman is a man that really doesn't take care of himself. He doesn't care about, he's unkept. He doesn't care about his appearance.
Wears the same pairs of underwear.
He could wear the same underwear or the same shirt all week.
Is that you, Aidan?
Doesn't care about it.
I'm not a caveman.
He could probably not even care about his hygiene, his breath. You know, the old bang on that. But I absolutely
100% caveman.
I couldn't actually stand that.
Sam, if we're going to buy that definition, then I'm not a caveman.
I couldn't stand that.
Clarify this caveman.
Yeah.
That's what you call the extreme of caveman.
Yeah.
That's 100% caveman.
I don't think anybody in this day and age, I don't think you'll be able to, you know, like I think they would like calling someone to collect you if you was like that, because you know this, you know, it's not the way to be. You know, at the end of the day, but there are people that are out there like that. But they, when it comes to, you know, any type of relationship or anything like that, then you know that person is going to find it very difficult, because who's going to want to be with someone like that? You know, you have to take care of yourself. You have to, you know, have a certain standard. Like obviously, like Tony was saying, when I go to work, you know, I've got my overalls. You know, but when I come home straight away, I have to be changed. I have to smart myself up, because I don't want to go back out looking like that. I will never go anywhere straight from work and just go straight out. You know, I have to make sure that I take the time to get changed and be prepared.
And there's also cavemen tendencies. So maybe you're thinking, oh, do you know what? Like none of us do that. We change our underwear, etc. But what about, for example, the man that is going to be quite emotional? Maybe he will cry a tear at a movie, you know, or maybe the caveman will say, I would never do that. I'm going to be strong. My woman would never see me cry. What do you guys think about that in terms of emotions, showing your emotions and your affection?
Because most cavemen, I can tell you, they don't show any form of affection. They're not very affectionate. And women do like men who are quite affectionate.
Well, it depends. Let's see what Andrew's got to say.
I think a lot of how we are depends on the social crowd that we are involved with. I think friends and associates make up who we are, providing we're real to ourselves and not just trying to be someone we're not to be part of a crowd. But I think emotions are important in terms of not being a cold person. I don't think any woman wants somebody who's cold, but equally no woman wants someone who's weak, neither. So it is about striking that balance, really. If you have a well-balanced social network and a well-balanced relationship, you'll be a well-balanced person. So that's how I see it. We have to work on things. We have to be aware. I think self-awareness is very important. If we're aware of who we are and we're aware of our limitations, then we can go on to be happy and also, be the person that our partners want us to be.
Okay, so let's help you all become more aware. So you've all got a red card, green card, right?
Yeah.
So on one side it's red and on the other side it's green. So have you all got one? Yeah. So we're going to play a little game. So green means yes, so you just show green if you think it's yes, and red means no. There's only 5 questions, really simple. So number 1, do you choose salads and wraps over club sandwiches and steaks when eating out? Yes or no? Ricardo, you're not too sure over there.
He's halfway.
Are you halfway in the middle? In the middle. So we've got 4 reds. Marlon, yours is upside down a little bit.
Whoops.
So Joseph, you're more into salads and wraps and so on. Would you say that would define a guy as a metrosexual though?
No. The way you eat doesn't define who you are. It's just what you want to eat.
Yeah.
If you
I disagree with that. I think the way you do eat does kind of define you. If I'm into yogurts and like salads. A manly man wants something to eat, like bite into something
like
meat.
the dietary thing.
It could be, but it's also because he's very self-aware of his image and self-being. So what he eats will play a part.
Tony, you look like you're laughing a lot. Have you got something to say on that point?
No, I just think so since hearing all these stories today, I don't think we need a new classification for somebody who's like in between.
I like that one.
Because you're just on the fence. All right, so let me say the rest of the questions. Let's see if we can help you guys out a little bit more. Number 2, do you like fashion and designer clothes? Yes or no?
Oops.
Yes.
Wow, we've got all...
All right, I went fashion school, so it'd be wrong to say.
There'll be a contradiction.
Do you like designer clothes and fashion, Aiden?
I'm actually not really fussed. Having designer stuff is really cool and it's fancy, but at the same time, I'll go with something that I like that's gonna fit me. So if it has a fancy label on it, then yes. But if it doesn't, then not
no
that
big
fast.
deal.
Okay.
I agree with that.
Yeah,
So
I like that one.
where are you then?
Halfway.
No. Okay. Do you know
one or the other?
Do you know what? You have to answer yes or no. It's so simple. Go on. Tell us.
Yes.
So you all say green. You like
I don't
fashion.
like. I'm not bothered about designer labels. I like
But
fashion.
you like fashion.
I like fashion.
So you
all
all
like
like
fashion.
fashion.
I like
You all like fashion. Okay. Number 3. Do you use accessories like man bags and scarves?
Oh my.
Yes.
Scarf.
Green.
Scarf, not man bags.
No, not a man bag.
You scarves, yeah.
Scarf.
Only when it's
Okay.
cold.
So
Yeah.
what about man bags? Any of you use a man bag?
Yeah. Andrew, you use the man bag.
What's a man bag?
You're never without a man bag, are you, Andrew?
Are you right there, Andrew? Shall I bag you a little?
I'm just what's a man bag?
What is
Yeah.
a man bag? It's a little bag for a man. Carry your accessories
Not a
in
handbag.
it.
It's a
Your lip
man
gloss,
bag.
your hand cream.
Your handbag, your keys, your wallet,
Yeah.
etc. Yeah, but actually, Tony was the only one who said you didn't.
No, you've got pockets, so I don't need a man bag.
Yeah, I don't use man bag.
No,
Yeah, I
I
said
think
no,
all
I
of
said
them
no.
said they don't, apart from
Yeah,
Andrew,
I'm
right?
just into scarves.
And Andrew,
Yeah,
Andrew, what do you put in your man bag? I'm just a little bit curious.
My man bag is purely for...
Where's your mic? Oh, your
He's
mic.
got his
yeah.
brush in there.
Yeah.
My man bags.
He has in actual fact.
Is it? No, hold on 1 minute.
Can I
Is
be
it?
honest?
Is it a different colour for every day to match with your shoes or something? Or yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, they are matching. I have got, yeah.
He's metrosexual.
They are
So
matching.
what are you again? In between. Okay.
I'm in between.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can I say something here to the viewers? He actually has more bags than myself.
No.
Don't tell me how to more shoes than
Well,
you have.
he's definitely in competition with me. That's for
Have
sure.
you got more bags than your wife, Samantha Dixon?
No.
Do you have more
I think we
shoes
could
than her?
argue that one.
I have 7
And he actually has maybe more shoes than me.
Oh wow.
shoes.
So,
No, wait,
I'm kinda
wait,
wondering-
wait, Sam. Do you have more shoes than Samantha Dixon?
It's close.
Wow.
What,
Thank
hers
you.
Got, she's got a few more than you. You've got more. Than
No,
her.
I think
know
she
that
has
you've got-
more than me. She has more than me,
do
definitely.
you think so?
So
Yes.
it's a
To
competition.
be close with Sam.
Do you know what? Let's move on.
I'm sorry, you've lost your war. You've lost that battle. You know what you are.
We're kind of leaning over to the Metro a little bit now to hold
You're
on.
about 99% there.
Right. I know. So number 4, do you wax or shave any other part of your body other than your face? Yes or no?
Wow, okay.
No, no, no. Are you all being... look, guys.
Are you being
all
honest, guys?
Yes.
No.
No. Tony, did you say
It's only
no?
half 4, so we'll just keep that. No.
Okay.
No,
So
no,
no
no,
one
no, no.
shaves under the arms because I know
Your
I
legs?
know women we don't go, we always shave under our arms and things like wax our legs for those who need, but none of you shave under your arms or
Your legs?
No.
legs.
Your hairy chest?
Groove.
Nothing?
I mean-
I will admit when I was like 13, I tried shaving my legs and just to see what it would look like, but it didn't end up quite well. Kind of had a bit of cuts on my leg.
Oh my
So you
gosh.
decided not to do it.
And what about your chest? No.
No.
Wow, that's
You know what? They're
surprising.
all so silent that I'm wondering if they're telling the
I'm
truth.
wondering
Let's
myself.
move on. All right, number 5. Do you use any skincare and/or beauty products other than soap?
Hand cream.
Face cream.
Greed.
Creams,
Is that a green?
creams,
Greed.
creams.
So what do you use? Face cream?
Just
What do you
face
use,
cream.
Andrew?
Everything. Creams, deodorant,
Everything.
spray. Everything a man should use. After
Nail
shave,
polish.
man soap, man cream. That's
Metrosexual.
it.
Do you know what? I have my doubts about you. Well, what I will say is if you answered yes to all or most of those questions, then you are
No.
Metrosexual.
technically metrosexual.
No.
So you're actually
No.
very, very
Wow.
close to
Somewhere.
metrosexual.
Very close,
You've
very,
got
very close.
metrosexual tendencies
They've
without
got some
without a
tendencies.
doubt.
I'll take that. Tendencies. The
Right.
tendencies. The tendencies, yes.
Right.
Good. Just, yeah, tendencies are okay.
Okay. Right, let's take a look at some pictures now, which may, define a little bit where we're going with this. So the first picture is the outdated fashion and hairstyle.
Oh my gosh,
Oh, that's bad.
What do you think of that?
it's very bad.
Horrid.
Could
Horrid.
any of you see yourself going out?
Never.
Could any of you see yourself going out with the old cowboy boots and faded jeans,
I'm
denim
going
jacket?
to a fancy dress party, but definitely not like that.
And if you take a look at him, he's got beard, he's got sideburns, and he's grown his hair long. So none of you would actually go down
Everything
that
could
road.
look right, but he needs to tweak. He's not made up his mind which direction he wants to go.
If
So
you need
no.
to go back to like the
means-
cowboy days.
All right, let's have a
Picture 2.
There's a lot of work there.
Right, let's have a look at picture 2.
Oh, too much.
What do you think's wrong with it?
He's lost it.
Well,
He's lost it. He's lost a lot.
Okay, tell us
Well,
what you
it
think
looks
of
a bit
this
vague.
guy.
well, he
Tell
needs a
us.
t-shirt.
What do you think of this guy,
First of all, I think
Joseph?
he needs to drop the shirt,
Yeah, I agree.
and the hairy chest doesn't work with me.
It doesn't.
Hairy chest doesn't... Oh, wait, hold on.
Yeah.
Hairy chest doesn't work with you, so would you wax or shave your hairy chest?
No. I don't have that problem.
So what would you do? Would you...
But I mean, if I had a chest like that, I don't know what I'd do.
Just
If I had hair on
cover
my
it?
chest, I don't know.
I don't think it's
You'd
bad. I
wax
don't
it,
think it's
that's what
bad.
you would do. Just be
No,
honest.
my one's very
I don't think it's bad, but I don't think it should be shown either.
You don't think it should be
Just cover
shown?
it up. Just
Because
cover it up.
some men, they like
Yeah.
to show that.
Yeah.
I mean, let's get Jakarta's opinion. Would you? What would you do with a chest like that, Jakarta?
Personally, now not. But I think if I had a chest like that, the wax and the shave would be included. Would
Okay.
have to, would have to because
definitely be
one
cleaning
day
it
there's
up.
a one,
Actually-
one day.
You know, I want to hear from Aidan. What would you do with a chest? Because you said you're cave, right? So if you had a hairy chest like that, which I don't know if you do at the moment, I don't know if you want to show our viewers, but,
No.
but what would you do? Would you wax, shave, or just say, no, this is my manliness?
I wouldn't be shaving, I wouldn't be waxing, I just leave it there. I just probably wouldn't show it. shirt up. So
Just
Yeah.
live with it. Live
Yeah.
with it, basically.
it's there. No amount of waxing or shaving is going to take it
Right,
away. I'm just
okay.
hiding it.
I beg to differ. I beg to differ.
Okay, let's take another.
Shiny.
Let's take a look at our next picture. Well, this is actually nose hair. If you can look at it closely, you can see it has a lot of nose hair
That would have
growing
to go.
out his nose.
That would have to go.
Yeah.
Right?
That's
so
different.
what do you think about that then?
Nose hair, I'd have to
Never
cut.
experienced
Yeah?
it.
I'd have to cut that. I can't have.
But it would be
Definitely
cut.
not.
It would be
So
cut.
can we have a
Doesn't look
vote
right.
on that then, shall we, Jem?
Yeah, go ahead. So, what nose
To go-
hair? What is a big no-no?
It's a big no-no or
Red
it's a
if
big
it's a
okay?
no, or
No,
green
no,
if you
So
leave
you
it.
all agree that
All
you
of
wouldn't
you.
have hair growing out your nose?
No.
Wow.
If it's overlapping your nostril, then you have to
Get rid of it.
keep it flat.
Get rid of it. Pluck it out. Oh, so you do know what tweezers are then? Yeah. I thought you said you didn't. Okay, so look, a Leon a GQ magazine carried out a grooming and beauty study, and this is what the study revealed. It said 93% of men say the term metrosexual is offensive and dated and doesn't describe me. So do you also find the term offensive? Or do you think that it's a compliment? I think I know the answer to this because half of you are like, no,
They don't want to be
I just don't
considered
wanna
as
be-
metrosexual,
yeah.
isn't
Do you think
it?
it's offensive or a compliment?
I think it's not the right classification
Yeah.
for anyone. Maybe if Jakarta wants to feel that he's metrosexual, but to me, I wouldn't class him as a metrosexual either.
Me neither.
I wouldn't say that he's gone to that extreme because there's someone as I see as metrosexual is very feminine
Yes.
and more really in touch with the woman, the feminine side, not just taking care of yourself. There's nothing wrong with taking care of yourself, but it's when you take it to the extreme that I think that becomes metrosexual. I think all of us are quite well balanced in our own way. You know, maybe some more towards the caveman side, but I think at times you need to have that caveman side, and sometimes you need to be very slick and suave and
I
smart.
agree with you
And
there.
Well, the survey
That's
also
very
said,
good.
compared to 10 years ago, are men today under more pressure to care about their appearance? 72% of men said yes. Do you agree? Do you feel that there is a pressure? Because you know, women, certainly there is a pressure
Definitely.
to keep, like, to look good and so on. So do you think that men are under pressure today to look good and to take care of their appearance more than ever before?
Seems like you want to say something, Andrew.
Yeah, I agree. This is what was running through my mind when I was hearing the question. It's exactly that we are under pressure. I think 10 when you compare now to 10 years ago, all of society is under pressure. Everyone's looking nicer. I think the appearance, fashion has gone in a very, very conscious-led way, really. And I think now everyone's trying to look their best for a number of different reasons. Some because they're looking for partners, some because of their work demands.
Actually, I want to ask a question. Do men look good for women? Do they, or no?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, because
100%.
unless you're looking good for men, yes, you'll be making yourself look good for women.
Yeah.
Which-
Joseph is like fighting
He's
for the
itching.
mic
You're
over there.
itching
I
there.
mean, I don't believe that it's got anything to do with time. I think always men have been. You have to be looking after yourself. Even when I look at old pictures of my dad, and he used to look so slick
Wow.
in those nut suits, seams.
Yeah.
They was always well shaved. They used to do their hair. There was really taking care of themselves.
Do you
So
think
I
that
don't think it's anything to do with the time. I think there's some people that just do that, and there's other people that don't care, and there's always going to be that way.
Do you think then that your parents or maybe your as you grew up can have an influence on how you are today then?
Yeah, of course.
Sam, I would say actually the media plays a bigger part in how men are because, for example, boy bands and
That's a point.
footballers, they're like these symbols now that people are looking at and thinking, and a guy on the street is looking after, I have to rival him because the women are talking about these guys. And you're right, men have always tried to present themselves to look good for a woman. I call it peacocking, because if you know about the peacock is actually the man. Some people look at a peacock, really beautiful, it's the man. And the peacock, actually, there's some study that they said the peacock that looks most extravagant and prettiest gets the peahen, or gets the pick of the peahens. And that's like men. Especially of today, if you look good and you've got that confidence, women draw more to that man than the man that's playing the background, playing it. Oh, yeah, I can't be bothered. A woman likes to see a man coordinated and he's got a bit of style, you know, because she wants to look good. So you walk with someone that looks good, you're going to stand out a bit better.
Step up your mark a bit.
I
mean, I want to hear from Tony.
Tony's like,
What do you think, Tony?
I just think like the way it is with men these days, it started. If you look, when I look back years ago, I watch old history. Everyone used to dress in this same sort of. There used to be the top hat and this tux, and that was the man. You know what I mean? And then it got into these 70s and 80s, and everyone was trying to be their own person. And then every single person was trying to be their own person, that they will become the same person again. So now you look these days, and it's just the same dress sense. You know what I mean? So where people are branching out, I don't know where people are trying to branch out to with their extravagant dress sense, but you see it, and I don't know. People are trying to find their own uniqueness, and it just comes back to a circle, and then.
Fashion goes round and comes round.
It's interesting though what you said about dressing for women, because I actually didn't know that men did that, to be honest, or felt this pressure from, I don't know, celebrities and footballers and stuff like that. I thought that was only women, which is really interesting. Yeah. But let's go for a short break, and then when we come back, we're going to be talking about the modern man. Back soon. Welcome back to the programme. We're talking the metrosexual versus the caveman. And I've got a few mixed I've got, do you know, I don't even know what they are.
They're just everywhere.
Yeah.
I looked at them and I thought, what are you again? I don't know what they are. But, you know, before, when we started the show, I asked a question and you guys didn't get a chance to answer, and I want to ask it now. So I said, would you prefer to go to a stylist rather than the barber? What do you guys say? What do you think? Stylist?
Barber.
Say barber. Barber.
I prefer someone taking my directions. I don't really need to be directed. And
so would you say, like, even though you went to fashion school, you'd never sort of go down the stylist route? Have someone say to you, you know what, Marlon, this is going to look great.
You know what?
Suit you better.
I have my own style. When I look in the mirror, I know what looks good on me, and I hate when someone tells me something looks good on me, and I'm like, no, because I have to feel comfortable in it. Mm-hmm. I've modelled gear for a workplace I was working for, and you know, I did a lot of modelling. They say, yo, this looks good on you, and I'm looking at that.
No, you know what suits you.
You know, the world is changing a lot nowadays, and it's becoming a lot more modern. Do you think that men should become modern as well? Because maybe, like for you, Aidan, for instance, maybe 9 years ago, the style that you had then, that's not the style that you should have now.
No, it's not.
And maybe you should modernise a bit.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I have. When I'm actually buying stuff, I'm actually thinking more about what I have is going to match what I have, and what I'm getting is actually going to work. So I have improved a lot of my dress sense, but at the same time, I'm working on myself to improve. I can see in terms of like the barber styler, I don't really care which one I go to. I'm going to go to like the first place that I get to that is in my budget, but that's actually going to do the job. If I go there, say I want like this, they're going to do it. But I know to modernize is actually a good thing, because we're just going to stuck there and we'll literally all end up running around. All the guys are going to be running around carrying big clubs around, club women over their head again.
Yeah, I mean, I do agree with you there, Aidan, because I do think modernising yourself, it can help people to have a good impression about you. And I think that can carry us through with work, with interviews even that you go.
It does. I used to go through a lot of interviews, and my uncle used to have the freshness he was in, he used to have to do a lot of interviews himself. And when he was advising me on what I should do, he was always saying, look after your appearance, make sure you go in there looking good, because now it's no longer, like 50 years ago it used to be more of who you knew. Then it became about more of what you know, but now today it's your first impression. So, and that's how you look. 'Cause when somebody sees you across the room, they're going to see how you look. Yeah. And then it's how you greet them, and then it's actually what you know. So if you're going there and you're looking the best out of the room, they're more likely to impress you, even though if you don't know 100%.
We spoke about pressure before as well. Sorry, Sam. We spoke about pressure before, but do any of you feel the pressure to conform? Do you think that there's certain trends that you've maybe tried out in terms of fashion and you didn't want to, but you thought, you know what, for the sake of fashion, let me try this? And do you think it's important?
You become a fashion victim. If you feel pressured by others to change your style, because we all can have a style, but I think within your style, you can still modernize your own style. And I do believe if you look good, you feel good. I just don't believe that you should be pressured, you know, everyone's wearing silver suits now. I had that recently. Someone said, I wore a checkered suit a while back, and someone said, checker's not in anymore. So?
Joseph, I want to know what you think, because I've seen you wear like a skinny tie before.
Me, I just wear what I like. I don't particularly go into fashion, but if the fashion is what I like, then obviously I wear it. Like before, we never used to have like slim fit suits and stuff like that. Everything used to be baggy. And I used to like the baggy style, but now I've tried the slim fit style. I was always like, nah, I don't really, you know. But when I put it on, I was like, I felt good in it.
It makes me look slimmer as
well.
well.
So when I go now, I'm looking for the slim fit suit.
I want to take this to Jakarta because I know that you had quite a positive experience regarding your appearance at work or when you went on an interview. It helped you.
Yeah, because the job that I was going for was a receptionist, so it was a first impression. The moment someone stepped in the school, they're gonna see the receptionist. And when I went to the interview, I had to look a certain way just so I could get the attention of the employee. And because if I went there just anyhow, I don't think they would have employed me because I was the first impression. And even when I was there, it's like my dress code made a difference around my other colleagues. It's like everyone started to dress in a different way because they saw that I was smart. It put a different, you know, on everyone else.
That's interesting.
So that's interesting.
Can I ask you guys, someone once said that if you don't take care of yourself, you won't be able to take care of others. Now, do you think that is the same in this? Especially you who say you're cavemen. So you're saying yes, Martin?
Yes, I mean, how can you take care of someone else if you can't take care of yourself? You have to know what it takes to look after someone, and looking after who better to know that is actual yourself, to actually be able to, you know what's right, know what feels right. It'd be so easy to just be able to actually look after someone else. You have to look after yourself.
Do any of you disagree? Do any of you think that, you know, cavemen can take care of a woman, doesn't matter what they look like?
No, you have to be able to take care of yourself, because that's, if you, as I was saying, you take care of yourself, that's where you learn how to take care of somebody, when you're taking care of yourself.
So with your outdated wardrobe, so you're the caveman. I'm just so confused.
My wardrobe's no longer outdated, it's more up to date.
It's up to date.
You're getting there, you're getting there. I mean,
I
I do agree that it does, how you take care of yourself, it does extend, because I've experienced it with my husband and my son, it does extend into your family and your work. I mean, if you're taking care of yourself and the things around you, I think it's most likely in your environment at work, you're going to take care of the things that you're doing. With your family, you're going to take care of your family. If you have children, if you take care of yourself, it's most likely that you're going to take care of your children. Your children are going to be well kept. So I believe it does have a positive impact on others.
Yeah,
Definitely.
What did you want to say, Andrew?
It was along the lines of that, when you talk about being, if you take care of yourself, you can take care of others. I'm just thinking of some of the people that I know. There are guys that they don't make much effort when they dress, but they like their women to look so super sharp. And it's so, I think so you can have an appreciation of something even though you may not feel you want to dress, you know, in a certain way as a guy, but you may still want to see your partner dressing really nicely, and you wouldn't mind that person being done up. I know a lot of builders that, you know, they pay for their wife to have their hair done, their nails done. They're not interested in looking good, but they want their partner to. So I think if we can get a balance where we're not selfish, I think if our partners like us to be a certain way, we should make the effort to please them. And I think that's just so that we're not being selfish without losing our identity and without feeling pressured that you don't feel relaxed. But at the same time, you know, drawing a balance. That's where I think we should be. So you're not letting your partner control the way you dress, no, but at the same time, there's an appreciation not to be selfish as well.
But what if you're single?
Well, if you're single, guys try different things, I believe. It depends on where you're going. I think you should be adaptable. There should be that versatility among a man to say, okay, where am I going? You know, if I'm going somewhere with the lads, if I'm going to a wedding, for example, you need to dress for the occasion. And I think that's where men need to be versatile, to actually have an awareness about where you're going and put a bit of thought into it so that you're not overdressed or underdressed.
I have a friend of mine who actually, her husband is a caveman, and he really doesn't take care of himself. He's just not into dressing up. He actually wears shorts, long shorts all the time, and you know, he just doesn't care. And they actually had a wedding. It's funny you should mention a wedding. And she really tried her very best. She went out and invested buying her partner a suit for him to wear and everything. And he wouldn't do it. And he actually went to the wedding in his shorts. Some long shorts. With his beard, unkept hair. I mean, what do we say about that? A caveman.
I'd prefer to go alone, actually.
Yeah, I think I would as well.
Are they still together? Exactly. Because I think that is deeper than that.
Yes.
You know, and we're coming to the end of the show, but appearance isn't everything, but it is something. And I think, you know, guys, actually, before I close, I want to find out from you. If you think you're a metrosexual, green card, and if you think you're a caveman, red card. And I want to see if any of you changed. So, show your card. So, metrosexual, green card.
Can we fold it?
No, come on, no one on the fence. And if you say that you are a caveman, then show the red. So, any green cards? Metrosexuals, anyone?
I'm going to still say red.
I'm going to say green.
Green, any... Okay, so
I'm still caveman. I'm still caveman.
Okay, so green... No, you've got to put it up. So would you say you're more metrosexual
One or the other.
One or the other. One or the other. It's got to be one or the other. Come on.
Caveman.
What do you think you tend to? Come on.
More,
Make a decision. Clock is ticking.
This is not...
So green is metro and red is cave.
Caveman with hygiene.
Cave with hygiene.
Can I ask a question? Do you all agree that it's important for men then to still invest in modernising themselves?
Yes,
Definitely. Definitely.
In what way? What can we have some? I mean, what do you think?
I mean, I think we're all brands, so you know, you've got to. It's like your car. Your car needs servicing. It needs to have the right equipment to work, or like your computer, it needs software. It's always updating. You know, you've got to make sure that you're up with the times. The times are changing, so you still have to be up to date with it. You know, we're talking about wearing slimmer suits. Of course, you can't be wearing your flary suits. I used to be the same way, but they would be more like zoot suits. I would not be wearing zoot suits in this day and time. It's got to be slim trim. So you still got to look a certain way, but I just don't think I would be, what I would consider metro is more going towards the vanity side. I'm not really a vain, I wouldn't say I'm a vain person.
Well, it's funny that you should mention vanity, because as we come to a close, like I said, appearance isn't everything, but it is something. But for us women, we don't like self-absorbed men, like men who are vain. And it doesn't just mean appearance, it means in everything. And I think we've had a good laugh here, and it doesn't matter if you're metro, if you're a caveman, because like you said, it depends on what sort of woman you meet.
That's what I want to say. Sorry, just quickly.
Yeah.
Like, we're sitting here for the last however long saying, oh, because women want this. We don't know what women want. Nobody here can say they know what women want.
So true. Some women don't even know what other women want, to be honest. And it's true. Everyone is different.
Everyone is different.
And it's not really about the title. When you meet the right person, it depends on what she will want, like Andrew said. But one thing that you did say, Andrew, as well, which is very, very important, is that you've got to compromise for your partner. And that goes, this is what we want. We want a man. It doesn't matter if he's a cave, or it doesn't matter if he's metro, because we're sure that we can change that to whatever we want. But anyway, that aside. But what it means is that we want someone to take care of us.
That's right.
We want someone that is going to consider our feelings. Yeah. And you know, even if you are a caveman, it doesn't mean that you're going to say, do you know, I'm a cave and I couldn't care less if you're crying today, and I'm not going to ask you what you feel like. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we don't want someone who's going to spend ages in the bathroom so that we're late for the wedding. Do you see what I mean?
That's right.
We want want someone to consider our feelings, and that's what's more important to us. So it doesn't matter, caveman or metrosexual, who cares? What we want is a good guy that cares
good,
about
different
us.
kind of man.
Different kind of man.
DKW man.
And that's it. Guys, thank you so much for being on the programme, and that's DKW for today. But don't worry, we'll be back next week, Sunday, 4 p.m. See you then. Bye.